the best I can. You know, that's the best we can do. We are live. New music too. Usually have big electro labs, but this is some warp sounds. Generative art right there, musically enhanced. Love it. It sounds great, but you know what? It's time to get going. This is Crypto Novo, and I want to invite and say welcome all my aliens, apes, and zombies. We got a new filter in the house. We're streaming Decentraland crazy style right now, so you know we got a lot going on, and I can't wait to get into it right now with Studio Sparkles getting the brand new filter out there. I'm loving it. It is looking pretty awesome. I mean, you got the money in the hat. Tell us a little bit about the filter that you're you got going on here.
Yeah, thanks, Noah. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, so this is a filter you guys made for me. It's pretty cool. It's a Cartoon Millionaire filter, and Cartoon Millionaire is Studio Sparkle's like first wearable. It's our premier wearable, I guess you could say. And we released this about 2 months ago or so. And it was a mythic wearable in Decentraland. So people who don't know what Decentraland, how that works, a mythic wearable is only 10 of them. So it means that only 10 of these skins exist in the game. So obviously we have one. The rest are kind of sold out. We still have a couple of bodies left, but it's pretty cool to be able to actually wear the head. It's pretty neat. So thanks for the skin, man. It's really cool. The filter.
Well, you know what happens in this game, in this NFT game as they call it, is you talk to people and you find people in the space. And right now, if you see it, this is live. I'm actually in Decentraland, and I'm actually in Decentraland. It's crazy. It's nuts. And you see Studio Sparkles right there, his stream as well. He's walking around in the background. And this is the metaverse that I'm talking about, that I want to be a part of right here. We are outside of a Walmart. Yes, we're outside of a Walmart. And we decided to just meet up here and chat. And as you can see, his NFT right there, just walking by. And we would be able to communicate if we wanted to, and link in when we wanted to communicate like that. I also want to thank Apes 3D as well for the backpack that I'm sporting. And then also the shoes, all the way down to the shoes. Big shout out to Last Slice Collective, conglomerate that's just destroying it in Decentraland, making awesome builds. But check out what you've made right there. And that's what attracted me to, like, hey, I could get one of for my CryptoPunk here. And we were able to collaborate and talk and chat. And you're able to pretty much generate this awesome Crypto Novo Decentraland head with the hidden trait earring as well.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Absolutely. I mean, that's the cool thing about, that's why I was attracted to Decentraland in the first place, is like these wearables, you can do anything you want, and I mean, you can see the stream now, what Nova's pulling up. These are other wearables. We have this kind of like cartoon aesthetic, and that's kind of our style. It's something that we thought was lacking in the world. A lot of people, when they go into the metaverse, they want to make things look real. And, we all work in cartoons and in films and stuff, and we like, we like cartoons. And so we wanted to kind of bring that into the metaverse. And then you obviously wanted to bring your punk into the metaverse, and that's what's so cool about Decentraland, is you can really do anything you want. It's really neat. I want
to bring everyone into the metaverse, and you can just hop right into their Decentraland plot right here, right there, Studio Sparkles. You can just hop right in there. I mean, there are the coordinates. It shows it right there. Click on that, and you just hop right into Decentraland. This is not the actual current location we're at. We were just walking around, and we saw a Pop-Tart Walmart right here that we just started.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pop-Tarts in here. I don't know if you guys have been in here, but it's really just Ox Pop-Tarts. It's quite a Walmart. I don't know if you guys can see this.
So how about you talk us about a little bit about the studio you got going on? I mean, you're not just like a one-man show. You got a crew going on here, and you guys are in not only into the filters, but other things as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so Studio Sparkles, we started a few months ago, and there's 5 of us. And we're all animators, so we're all actually like feature film animators. We work in the industry at like various studios around the world, and we've been friends for a while. And so, yeah, we were really excited to get into the space and start making skins. And our skills, we are animators primarily, but we're also kind of generalists. So that's why we got into kind of modeling and rigging and stuff and texturing and getting it all working. And we're also, 2D animators. So one of our artists is producing like 2D NFTs that we airdrop to people who buy our wearables. So you can see on the page there, if you scroll down a little bit, there's like cute little 2D animations. And then we also produce 3D animation. So a thing that we're kind of developing is a lot of 3D animation for our land, so that when you go to our land, we have kind of like fun, cartoony animation that you can play there as well. So we could take a walk down to our land in a bit, Novo, and show what we've got there at the moment.
Yeah, how about we definitely walk down there for sure, and explore a little bit within this Decentraland. And sorry if there's a little bit of lag. I got like 2 filters going on. We got 2 DCLs going on. So those of you viewing at home, where are we going? We got to go south, right?
Yeah, we want to go north, actually.
North, correct. You can hop track the coordinates by just hitting up in the top left corner where the map is. But we'll go out for a stroll here. And we were thinking there is a need for these CryptoPunk filter heads in DCL, and that was actually something we talked about noontime today, is how we can get into possibly making some more of these for other people. So something that you're going to have to look out for. You can hop in my DMs to find out more, because as it's ever evolving, just like this space, we're getting it going. And here we are walking up to the parcel that you have right here. And as we can see, just awesome.
Yeah, the frame rate's a little bummed, so we can't see the animation, but there's a little dude there hitting a hammer, and he kind of notices you and then kind of freaks out and then keeps hitting the hammer. So just a little fun piece of idle animation to keep people entertained while we build the rest of the space up. But that's the kind of stuff we want to do, is bring this kind of entertaining quality of animations, to DCL basically, which is really cool.
I love it. I enjoy it. You see me in the background right there, you in the front ground right there, and he's stopping and he's looking, and I see the animation running, and these filters are going. So, props to the laptop I'm running all of this on right here. And, right here, we're walking through other wearables. Why don't you bring us through I know a T-head wearable, because I saw JRR Token, good friend. He had one of those wearables going around. And where else did I see one of those? I saw one of those, I believe, in a Samsung picture as well. One of those TV heads picture.
Yeah, they're getting around. So generally, with Sparkles, the idea is we want to create we're like a boutique animation studio is how we advertise ourselves, and we want to make limited edition wearables. So Cartoon Millionaire, there's only 10 of them. Our other wearable Bubbles, there's only 100 of them. This wearable here, there's 1,000 of them, and the reason we made 1,000 is to promote the studio. So you can see we actually have some stickers on the side. And these are other potential logos for Sparkles in the future, because we want to kind of be like a skater brand where we change our logos all the time. So we want to kind of start introducing that to fans and just kind of get our name out there. So that's why we made this TV head. We think it's pretty exciting. And then we're really excited about smart wearables as well, because with smart wearables, we had to code, other things on the screen. So you got to actually flip channels on the TV. So we're starting to delve into that stuff now as well, which is really exciting. But our other wearable Bubbles, this is him here. He's a pretty cute little
when you pull that one up, that looks like that almost looks like a or it just floats like that. That is sweet.
That's dope.
Yeah, this was a fun one to make. This one actually started out as a full avatar replacement, and we're really excited to replace the entire avatar. I can actually show you that real quick, just a sec. Check this out.
You did show me in the room, but I think this is the alpha that I definitely want to see again in the space. And tassel hat off to you, or I guess you have a top hat on, so top hat off to you for making something that looks like a drivable. Where's your screen? Let me find your screen here. Bingo! Look at that.
Yeah, so this is Bubbles. He originally started out as a full avatar replacement. The idea that he's a creature that has been he's arrived from space.
Yo, you made a fly. You pretty much made a flyable. So what'd you do? Did you clear out the body rigging of it and just make it iridescent or transparent?
Exactly. Yeah, it just is complete. We basically just deleted the leg geometry and kind of reparented that mesh to different bones. But it was pretty simple.
And that is so. I'm sorry to cut you off. That is so smart. I'm just amazed, because I always wanted a flyable or wearable or something. Then yeah, you've done it, and now now I know that they're going to be able to do different planes as far as going.
Oh yeah,
you're actually going to be able to do a flyable. I mean,
totally.
Recent reports are out there that you can see it.
Absolutely,
the manifest coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, there was another wearable that came out today that was like a riding tiger mount. Like people are getting really creative with this stuff, and it's awesome to see. So that's what we're.
Not only did I see it, I tried to buy it. I didn't get the Generation 1, and then the Generation 2 doubled in price, and I did not buy it. But it was a dragon. It was like it felt like almost like like a mountain dragon and like a wearables on it. It was wicked, man. Oh, speaking of wicked, nice Bored Ape shirt. I'm sporting an Artifact shirt for the big bump in Clone X's, and also Artifact space pods that just absolutely skyrocketed. We got in at we bought a whole bunch at about 2 ETH, and they're about 5.5 now. Not to toot my own horn, but it was some good stuff going on out there in that NFT space.
Yeah,
so where's the best way to drive people to, get these wearables and other knickknacks that you guys have going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the best space is our website right now. And we also have a Decentraland website, like a Decentraland wearable store that you can access just through the Decentraland marketplace. But our best place is our website. This links directly to our wearables. So you can see this is our range right now. We have the Cartagena Millionaire head, which is sold out. So that's all gone. We have the body. We have 2 left of that. And then we have we've got 100 left of the TV head out of 1,000. And then about 70 left of bubbles out of 100. Clicking on this would literally just take you to the DCL marketplace where you can purchase it there. The plan is these are just our first 4 wearables. We've actually been pretty busy in the past because we provide other animation services. We do full 3D animation as well, for kind of NFT collections and for DCL, whoever needs it. And so we've actually been pretty busy for the past 3 weeks working on a cinematic for a collection, and we're going to be dropping that hopefully in a few weeks, and then we'll be able to kind of show what we can do in that regard as well, which is really exciting. But now that we've finished that, I'll kind of, mind is back on wearables. And so we're getting into releasing some more wearables soon. So we'll be dropping some more like epic ones soon. These are, legendary, the 100 edition ones soon. And I was going to give you a little preview of like what we've been developing. This is like some pretty rough stuff in here, but I thought it'd be fun just to like show you some work in progress stuff. So
bring it through the wearables, because there's going to be a lot of people out there that don't haven't seen something like this. For instance, me, I've never seen I don't want to call it a squid head hat, but that is pretty sweet.
This is a squid head hat. So this is something we've been playing around with, just design wise, which I thought was pretty fun. And then this is super early concepting, but we're really excited about like holograms. So this is basically just an idea test, but we want to do a series of like hologram heads, which I think is pretty cool. This is very rough, but our concept is there. And then you can see there's some like really early, this is the early TV head concept before we kind of adapted our color scheme to it. Very Simpsons inspired. We're big Simpsons fans. It sparkles. And then we also have like some full body avatars that we're still messing with as well. And this is like super early days. This isn't even really presentable, but the rigging isn't even done on this guy. But we're really excited to get into like full avatar replacement, and so we kind of tinker around with that stuff now.
Man, just keep making that cool stuff, because that cool stuff is going to become more and more out there. To show you how I was actually looking at an old tab to see where those pretty little lions were, and there it is right there, that wearable tiger, water tiger mounts. So like that is a wearable, like your head just plopped right on that thing. And those were sold out before I can get it. There was only 10 of those, as you can see, sold out. They do have other ones in there, Tiger of the Year collection. There again, that is someone else that's making wearables. I'm actually going to exit out of my DCL screen, so the filters and everything else run a little bit quicker. But I've seen you've helped me make a wearable for myself. I appreciate it, because it's a one of one, and what I want to do is also spread the knowledge as well. So I'm going to start making some more wearables and start spreading your name around, because you're making cool things in the space, and cool things by cool people must be seen. That's my job, and that's what I want to continue to do. And you can see it right there at Studio Sparkles, right on Decentraland, -52, -14 right there. Website. And someone ran away with their legs, without their legs. So if you are
we have two Cartagena millionaires running around without bodies. So we got to find those guys. But thanks.
Nova's gonna have some Captain Millionaire legs going on, running around, because
Yeah,
Gotta have
and
different
we're
wardrobe.
really excited to add utility as well to our tokens. So eventually, you know, when we get our land up and running in a few weeks, we want to be able to add utility. So if you're a cartoon millionaire, you know, you could do some fun stuff. Like you could put your cigar out on like a kid's head who's sitting there. Like we want to have just kind of like dumb little NPCs around. And being a cartoon millionaire gives you, you know, kind of like access to things you can do on that land. And that just kind of fun, silly little things. But a big thing that we really love is, you know, we just love animation. So when you buy a wearable from us, eventually a few months, a few weeks later or a few months later, you'll get airdropped just like animations of that wearable at some point. And those are finite. Obviously, they'll just be dropped to people who own the wearable. Oh yeah, hey, that's also Golfcraft. So I should probably mention that is our TV heads. You know, if you do want one, you don't want to pay the 3 mana, you can always just go and play Golfcraft and pick it up with fashion tickets, which is pretty neat.
There you go, right there. You can just go find it, play the game, and find your way there. So there is ways that you can get these things there. And I love following you. If you're not following him, because he has like where these wearables are coming from, who's making them, even if they're not theirs. Yeah, these are the ones. This is the one I saw right here from the Samsung build.
Yeah, that's actually me. I took that screenshot. That's me and this guy Paladin.
Paladin, I know Paladin. He might be helping me out my build. He's a Last Slice member himself.
Yeah, man, he modeled that build that he was standing in. He modeled that like pool and stuff. It was pretty funny.
You got it. They invited me there to break it. And one thing we couldn't do is we fell in that hole. Remember in that hole there was a serpent? And that serpent, you got one of the things to claim one of your wearables. But the problem was when we all fell in that hole, you'd be able to see everyone. So we piled up like lens in there. So we had to actually do a switch so you'd blank and couldn't see anyone that was in that hole. So that's what we do is you design together, you build together, you try to break things together so you can fix it for the general public. You do a stress test on it. Man, you got your screen share here. How about you hang out and we're going to bring some RumbleKongs on here, but just ask questions, filter out with me, like this is totally cool. Like I hope you feel at home with that filter. But we're going to transition. We're going to pass the ball here. We're going to go from Kongs. Are you still there, my friend? Because those of you who have not known, like I got to get the picture right here. This one right here. I remember this right here.
Yes.
That was New York City, NYC NFT, where that was right after my speech, wasn't it? Like
exactly right after your speech.
My adrenaline was on. Like, all right, sorry. I'll set the stage real quick because I actually just got goosebumps out of this.
Yes.
NYC NFT. I had a speech there, and I was pretty much a month. No, was I still teaching? I was still a teacher, I believe. And I did a speech in front of whatever, a couple hundred people, maybe 50 people. It's probably 10 people that are actually paying attention. But when I left the speech, a couple things I did is I dropped the mic and I walked out the back of the auditorium. Like I walked through the crowd, high-fiving people, and I walked out of the back of the auditorium. And I went outside and I felt like I was like, ready to do like the running of the bulls where like you're just fired up like yeah. And I turned around, you were there, 5 or 6 people followed me out. I was just high-fiving people. I was so fired up. I was just I felt one, a little validated, and 2, accomplished in the sense that I worked very hard on that speech. So it was a personal accomplishment for myself, and I was happy to have someone like you there, random person at the time, to share that with. And that is the truth. And I don't curse that much, and I didn't there. The NFT community in my mind is like, you know what? Thanks for giving me love and listening to me. And it was more of a motivation towards others that might have been looking for a way in the space, because I found a way in the space, and it has been very nice to me in the fact that I've made tons of awesome friends, very much the ones that are here today. But enough of me talking, because I get to talk all the time. I want to pass the mic to you. And
yes.
Baze Kong DAO right here, and what you guys have going on with RumbleKongs. Fun fact for you: the Novoverse owns 20 RumbleKongs.
Of course, you're a smart man. You're a very smart man.
20 RumbleKongs. We got all the shoes you need. So we're looking for who's next, what's next. If we need to rent these things out, if we need to join up with someone, if we need to start our own club. I'm so far behind on everything. I got clean laundry. That's as new as I can get. I got some RumbleKongs. I got a artifact shirt on here, but give us the latest here. Gold Mamba running us all the way down the list. Kongzi, how have we been?
Yes, we've been doing awesome, man. Thank you. First, I just want to thank you for having us on here. My partner who's supposed to be on with me as well, Gold Mamba, he said he's having some technical difficulties, I guess, on speaking. You might just have him in the back. Or is he up on the screen with us?
See. Oh, word.
Yeah. There
Gold
he
Mamba.
is.
And you know what? I even had Eddie, you're hanging out down there. Sorry, I had you guys like hidden in the green room. There's so much going on. I was just getting excited. I turned into a fan just watching the filters walking around Decentraland.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Gold Mamba. Now we got Kongzi back in the house. We'll get you guys fired up right here. What do we got going on, my friends?
Novo, you stole my thunder right there talking about that presentation at NFT NYC, man. That was incredible. And I was going to say, I could tell you worked really hard on that presentation, and I wanted to thank you for it now that I had a chance to talk to you here, because I thought that was one of the best ones of the show. So I just got to give you props for that. It really stuck out. And yeah, you killed it that day, man.
I got to jump in and agree.
I sat there and listened to some of them. You know, everyone was a great speaker.
No, but you brought the energy, man, hard.
Yeah, that speech was life-changing, man. No, I'm not even fooling around either, man. I'm not just, saying it to toot your own horn, but that speech was life-changing for me. I could say that at the very least, man, for me at least.
Guys, I appreciate it. And honestly, that was my origin story. And I felt proud telling it, because if it gave someone the spark to stay behind their passion, their project, or to start a new project, then man, I accomplished my goal. And if it was one person, if it was 10 people, if it was 0 people, but I've heard rather positive response from it, and I want to keep doing that. And that's why I want to have a platform like this, so people can say what they want to say and be proud of what they got going on. And you guys are proud of this work, because you guys reached out to me and you guys wanted to get out there. And, Gold Mamba, thank you for spearheading this. And then as soon as you brought in Kongzi, I was just like, Kongzi, wait a second. And then, man, I just wanted to give him a virtual hug, because just repaying that. Because I remember that. I'll remember this moment at that moment in time until
forever.
All right, yeah. RumbleKongs, fill me in, because this is like live for me. Like last time I heard about a club, I was thinking of starting a club. I was thinking of this and that, but guide me, teach me, my friends, teach me.
100%. You just answered one of my first questions, which was I looked at your wallet, through the website, Novo, and I noticed you had about 4 or 5 pairs of RumbleKong sneakers in there, but no Kong. So I was a little confused, but now I know that you're holding 20 Kong, so we're good there.
We're doing all right in the Kong category. I do have multiple wallets. Everything is public domain for sale, but it can be found.
No, that's awesome. And part of my wanting to reach out was just we're trying to connect with people that have a great platform like you guys, and spread the good word about the RKL and what we're up to, because a lot of people still don't know. Like you were saying, there's so much stuff to pay attention to. That helps when somebody who specializes in something. Like I just learned something listening to what you guys just covered about the skins, right, with Decentraland and all that. I hadn't been in that area in a while. So for those who maybe aren't aware, the RKL was founded out of last summer's PFP craze, but with a different vision to become a play-to-earn 3-on-3 basketball game, which attracted people like me that grew up playing basketball every day of their lives, and really, that resonated with me, and so, we've been on a journey since then as a community, and we are in game development phase with the RKL. Now, Kongzi and I are not part of the core RKL team, but we are part of the founding team here of a community-founded DAO called the Bays Kong DAO that we want to share a little bit about, because it's really organically grown from within the community to serve the RumbleKong League ecosystem as it develops. So we're excited to share a little bit more about that with you guys. And I guess one question I wanted to ask you, Novo, is what's your understanding of the play to earn dynamics for RumbleKong League, and what you're expecting as a holder right now? What's something I can answer for you?
This is how I imagine it, and this is why I'm hodling this, and I'm not going to have paper hands for sure. I imagine that people are going to be renting my RumbleKongs, because the RumbleKongs that we are getting at is just under that threshold of being like the super elite, like the 1% or the 5 top percent up there. And I believe one person owns like 4 or 5 of the top ones from what someone has told me. I don't know that for a fact. So I view it as this, that these Kongs, if I don't want to play them, I'll be able to rent them out. If I have a club, maybe I'm going to get something like the FaZe Banks clan to come out there and play these Kongs and destroy other teams. The clout's going to come is when I'm going against Steph Curry and his NBA friends, and I'm going to be there dressed up as my freaking crypto punk, balling it with them, and I'm going to be on fire doing alley-oops around them because they're just going to be NBA players where I'm going to have paid esports athletes whipping on these guys talking the game. So how I'm going to get paid for that is I'm going to be center stage on that, and the court is going to be sponsored by X, Y, and Z that are paying millions of dollars because people are watching video games more than they're watching real sports nowadays. Hence, I'm in it, dude. You know what's up. I know what's up. It's just that's how you're going to get it. The sponsors are coming in, you know?
So there's no need for us anymore. Yeah, there's no need. You just broke it down. You just broke down the whole thing. We can go home now. That's exactly how it's going to go, Nova.
Right? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Not only that, Steph Curry's, I believe, don't quote me on any of this, Steph Curry, maybe I'll retract any of this. I'm thinking, all right, I'll rephrase all this. I think the people who do like Steph Curry's like a putt golf game on popular TV show, I believe they're linked in with his club or club dynamic. So I believe there is some type of more formulated rights going behind how they're going to, maybe they're advertising through that group. You know, I mean, it's probably a group just like he has his agent, blah, blah, this, but he has people that are looking out for his best interest in the NFT space. And those people might be linking into larger conglomerates. Just a thought.
Absolutely. Well, we know Steph Curry is one of many NBA players that has bought, Kongs on their own accord right now and are wearing the RumbleKong merch like this. I was going to say, we were just looking at a squid on people's heads, but I got a Kong on my head. So it's been very organic in the growth with, mainstream celebrities and NBA players, which has been so cool to see and surreal in a lot of ways. But that's just the start. I mean, Steph Curry with his partnership with Under Armour just released the Curry Flows as NFTs in a NFT wearable sneaker line, and we already have a version of those that are for the RumbleKong League that are the first wearable in-game shoes for the RumbleKong League that are the Curry Flows, and so those are undervalued right now, by the way. So if I would recommend picking some of those up. But I think there's going to be a whole slew of in-game economy wearables, consumables, all these things that drive the gameplay. And then something that we're trying to do a lot of things with the DAO, of course, but part of what we're trying to do with the DAO is serve all the members of the ecosystem. So if you're a holder of Kongs like yourself, Novo, in the example you just gave, how do we help you monetize those Kongs in the best possible way by managing that roster or that team for you if you don't have the time to do it? That's something we want to do. If you were looking for a great club to join, you could join one of the 300 clubs out there in the league that are forming up right now. You could join the club that's part of the DAO, or you could just contribute and be a member of the DAO to get the benefits of being part of that while you're part of some other club too, and sort of have your foot in both worlds, right? Be a part of the DAO, a part of the community, and be a part of another club too if you want. So we really want the club to be flexible in serving all members of the RKL community and raising the tide for everybody.
And that's what it is raising the tide for everyone, like getting all the members in that club, being players and significant part of it. And, I believe there's going to eventually have like a watered, they'll be able to filter out the hierarchy of where the clubs will be, the ones that have the capacity to, maybe have more funding to produce better teams or funding for
there's going to be
advertising.
There's going to be 10 divisions. So of course, the better clubs will make their way up the ladder to the top division, and we expect that's where the best teams will be, the best ran teams, the best team managers, the most competitive games, the ones with the most money on the line. That'll all be occurring at the top there. But the other thing that we're really excited about to help with that competition on the DAO, which I think is a little bit of a different angle than a lot of other maybe DAOs take, is we want to build some neat tech and proprietary tools that essentially give our club managers a Moneyball effect. So can we build, roster lineup analysis tools or other things that add efficiencies to analyzing the matchups and how you utilize your bench versus another team? Can we build a tool set like that as part of the Bays Gaming Guild that really makes our players and our managers, gives them a competitive advantage, and then open up those tool sets almost open source style, so to speak, to the rest of the community for them to tap into those tools as well. So that's part of that, raise the tide for everybody idea. And we're thinking in terms of a tech platform, not just, how we help people rent their assets and play their assets.
Well, another thought of it is the aspect of if you can't afford a RumbleKong where you can rent it out and make maybe passive income off of it.
100%. 100%. Yeah, there's going to be a whole universe of people that find out about RumbleKongs, on down the line a year from now, they want to get involved. They can come and rent one and participate that way, do a rev share. We want to expand that player base, and we want to get more involved in the community too. That's something that Kongsy is super passionate about.
Yes. Kongsy, community's just been like, just a huge, major component in my life from the beginning, before Kongs, man. And like, as soon as I hopped in this Kong community, I knew something was different. Like just the amount of like artist offshoots that we have in the community, like the, the projects that are offshooting from RKL, like the, to speak on, the magazine that's an offshoot from RKL, the, the contests that we have, the, just the whole community is, it's a beautiful thing to be part of, and to like, from day one, it was been a beautiful, an amazing experience. And it's the sky's the limit for this, the whole idea of just like bringing this sport, this global sport that everybody plays in the world, basketball, and bringing us all together and giving us the components where we can earn money too, man, is just super exciting for me. And it's just like, I can't wait for it to all start, man. The clubs are coming up soon too. We have things are going to get spicy. So we'll see. It's going to be fun.
And money while, possibly passive income, or income while playing a video game, and then I believe, is there a link with, possibly the gameplay? Is it going to be in sandbox? Is it going to be mobile? What's the, I don't know for sure right now.
Well, right now it looks like it's going to be browser based and fully mobile compatible from the get-go. And then, of course, the founding team of the RKL has incredible connections. One of them being Marcus, who is also the head of marketing for the Sandbox. So that's a pretty sweet.
That's where the connection was right there. I knew there was something in there with that.
Yeah. Not to mention, other co-founder Nick is the founder of the platform ReNFT, which is building a number of partnerships to automate and make more efficient the rental of in-game assets to players, not just for the RKL, but for a host of others. So they're really doing some things to, I think, change the landscape and do it quickly and in a very professional manner. We, the DAO and the RKL, in the community, we all expect a high level of quality. So everything we've been trying to do has been about putting quality out there, and that attracts quality. And, we want to do good with that too, not just creating on-ramps for people and making sure they can get onboarded safely and get educated on Web3 space and have fun, but we want to, find ways to have votes with the DAO and give back to the community too. And we got a lot of ideas around, doing things like that to benefit basketball related charities and other things we want to do to make a positive impact in real life too.
That's awesome. I love seeing that and hearing that. And, like the ability to help others. What I've done, and it's more for my friends, is right here we got the Novoverse, which we have 3 of our active players, and we went for the jersey. We went for the jersey looks on these.
Yeah, I see that.
We wanted to have them matching. So We've had a couple that have gone in and through there. And then this is more of a tradable account that, I open up to my friends where we can trade and get higher boost players.
Oh, you got to let me get one of those gold suits, man. I want a gold suit. Gold Mamba doesn't have a gold suit.
Yeah.
Our thoughts on that is we need to have a manager on the sideline walking. I mean, I'm not thinking 3 players here. We're going to have someone in the stands walking, and on the black of that jacket, it's going to say the NovoVerse, or it's going to say the Novo.
So, I mean, RKL had mentioned the opportunity to watch to earn, not only play to earn, but they're developing something where you can come inside the stand of the custom stand that we just had made. There's a link you can see of all the stadiums that we're working on, but you can walk into the stadium with your NovoVerse as you are and get paid to watch games, man. Like I said, the opportunities are just endless with this game, and it's going to be crazy.
I think we'll see, token rewards and things like that for active engagement in games and spectating and giveaways in live game events. And, we see early evidence of that in Twitch, broadcasts and things that people are doing right now with active giveaways with those who sign on and participate and random drawings. I think we'll see all of that taken to another level.
Oh yeah.
There is that technology out of there. Watch to play friend right here live. You can watch the advertisers will watch you, pay you in cryptocurrency stream time. It's SEC regulated. And right here, you can click on it. So like if you see you can click on it and it brings you to the link to buy it. If you wanted to do a filter and link it in, you can buy it there. The text there. I mean, they just need people to pick it up and use it. And you guys are staying ahead of the game. How would someone will go about, if they're interested in the DAO, who would they talk to? How would they go about it?
Really,
you guys have a wonderful right here.
Yeah, you just the easiest thing to do is go to our Twitter page right there. It's Bays_KongDAO. Go there. There's a link to our new website, which you were showing. And the white paper we just published last week is on there. We worked really hard to put out a thoughtful white paper on the vision for the DAO that we've been touching on here. And the link to the Discord's on there. So that's the easiest way to get involved. We're definitely looking for people with different skill sets. We're looking for a treasurer. We're looking for a project manager. We're looking for some people with help with partnerships. So if anybody's interested in that stuff, just reach out through the Discord, and, we're putting a team together looking for people that want to help.
Well, I like to help. I got some RumbleKongs, that's what it is. These things turn into business meetings really quickly, my friends.
Yes.
So, and I can't keep up with all of it. So obviously we'll post some time. We'll see what Kong action's going out there. For me personally, selfishly, I'm kind of slow playing it and seeing where the cards fall at the clubs.
Yes.
And seeing what's out there as well, because I'm seeing more formalized clubs coming, and I'm seeing cooler websites. I'm seeing more money going into it. Look at your hat for one instance. Look where you guys have come. I mean, Kongzy. I mean, where were RumbleKongs when we met in New York? Where were RumbleKongs 6 months ago?
I can tell you the floor was about 0.4, 0.3. I mean, if we're speaking price, and the community was just growing. It was growing, and that's where we were. We're at the beginning stage, and that's why I went to New York, not only to learn, but to have a presence in the community of Kongs, and put us out there, let people know that we're here, and we're gonna make some noise, and the jungle's big enough for all of us. That's That was also prior to raising a $4 million seed round. That was prior to Steph Curry repping his hat on a live ESPN interview. Prior to Paul George being spotted in RumbleKong gear. Like none of that. All that stuff was just hype then, but now it's real. Yeah.
It's a difference between an NFT company and an NFT project. I mean, it honestly is. And they're doing the organic growth slowly and maturely. I'm sure they could have aped in and pulled in a major sponsor. I don't know any of that for a fact, but I'm sure they could have done that. But they're waiting patiently, and they're going to see and who's going to guide it. And that guidance is going to come from the clubs, which I love. It reminds me
I think
go for it.
I was just going to say, I think you make a great point, which is that, the people of like values attract people of like values, right? And this project is about long-term value thinking and doing everything quality for the right reasons and the benefit of the greater community, right? And so that resonates with people like me and attracts somebody like me and other people like Kongsy and yourself even. And so I think we'll continue to see, there's of course always people saying like, well, when's the floor gonna moon? But you're always going to have that. And I think the patience will be rewarded because everything's about long-term value with this.
Yeah. It's the difference between, I'm sorry, excuse me. It's like I always say, it's the difference between flippers and investors. I consider myself both at times, but with RKL, long-term investment, long-term play, it's going to be fun to watch, it's great.
We're all entrepreneurs in this space. I mean, let's get it for real. No one, yeah. No one's going to say no to making more ETH, more profit off of it. Then you have the people half glass empty. Well, it's a Ponzi scheme, this and that. No, it's entertainment. Like you're getting into it, a form of art at times. It depends what avenue you're going down. What's the difference between buying digital art and spending hundreds of dollars on an art pass to go to all different types of physical museums? I see no difference at all. Ownership is a huge difference. I guess that's the difference. And it's no different from me opening baseball card packs, 35 years ago. I know it's obviously might be a little bit more expensive now, but there's other forms that you can get. There's wearables. There's wearables you can get for $2 or $3 as well. There's different forms that you can go. There's wearables you can get for free. And just the growth of it is what I love to see because it's its own, into its own economy. Exactly. You're seeing it, I got this, the Kong magazine right here. You got the hat right there. Someone's got to make these things. Someone works behind the scenes on these things. Someone is, taking the pictures of these things. People are traveling out to New York to talk about these things. Now you have hotels filled up and they're going and getting in a restaurant. Yeah. And then you got jerseys, you got apparel, you got shoes, you got all the physicals messed around with it. And I got a news flash for you. I got 5 or 6 people that want RumbleKongs filters. I have 100 people that wants filters. There's about 6 or 7, 5 or 6 that want RumbleKongs filters. We want to get them out there. We want to get a team going. But here's the thing: is I need that stuff first. I gotta get my Kongs out there first. Coach, I gotta get a Coach Kong out there. So maybe Studio Sparkles can help us with that. We have a great designer, David, who is just knocking it out of the park. But he can only make so many a day. So.
I just followed you, Studio Sparkles. We got to talk, brother. I need a con floating on my head somewhere.
Yeah, man, sounds great.
I want to be cognizant of the other people of our time here. Kongsy, Gold Mamba, how about you wrap it down? Like, the 30-second elevator pitch here. That we can get more people engaged and involved here.
Mamba, that's you, baby.
If you want to be gaming, if you're interested in the idea of getting paid to play 3-on-3 basketball and being part of a really supportive community, then you got to come to the DAO. You got to come to the RKL Discord. You got to check it out and just talk to everybody. If you can connect with the people in this community, you're going to have fun and you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah. And this, in my mind, is set up to help people that, 1, maybe can't afford the entry level on it. 2, that want to get educated maybe before even investing, and 3, want to be part of what's next. So all those components can go in there. It's even before purchase or anything like that, because I know what you guys are trying to accomplish. It is a huge educational component, and that's the onboarding of people. You educate them properly, they can make own decisions, and at the end of the day they have to live with those decisions. But the decision has been made easily by me, because I think these things are cool as heck, and I like cool things from cool people. And you guys are one of the clubs that are making this even cooler.
Let's go.
Gold Mamba.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's double back. Let's Kong it up. You guys can be the Kong ambassadors, and just if you want to bring another club on, a competing club, Kong club, or talk about other people in your team or other people that you might have educated in the space, I would love that. That'd be sweet.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
No doubt.
All right, my friends, feel free to stick around. If you got to log off and do other things, that is cool. I totally get it. All this will be recorded. It'll be on YouTube. It's on Twitch right now. But I'm going to go back to someone else who I think was here 2 or 3 weeks ago, getting the light and helping me stay organized in the NFT photography space, just like the RumbleKongs. I can't keep up with everything. So when I touch base back with people who are, editors of publications that are going out there that are up to speed on things I can't catch up with, EddiJonesNFT, back at it again. How have we been? What is it? Has it been 2 weeks? 3 weeks? What has it been? Volume check. Is that me? Volume check. Back. Volume check. One,
check,
two.
Check. You got me?
Yeah, perfect. Love it. Love it. Love it.
How you doing, Novo? Great to be back.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you as well. It's great having you back on the stream. What has been new? The photography space. All right, last Sunday, I had a host of ladies and gentlemen, all my aliens, apes, and zombies from around the Turkey area, Turkish speaking, bilingual, and it was beautiful to seeing other parts of the world there. And I hosted it on a Sunday morning to accommodate their time because it was 4 in the afternoon, 5 in the afternoon. And it just brings me to the full circle of how popular NFT photography. I mean, it is absolutely blowing up, for sure.
Yeah.
So why don't you break us down a little bit what you've been up to? Or first of all, let's start for the people that haven't seen you, because this is I get to spend time with you, but not everyone has seen you.
Yeah, I can introduce myself quickly. I'm a photographic artist and a writer and a publisher. So in addition to doing my own NFT drops, I run, excuse me, a platform called PhotoVerso, and that's a weekly newsletter that covers basically all the big news in the NFT photo world. I've been in the space since July, and early on, like, there wasn't enough happening in the NFT photo world to warrant a newsletter, but now it's gotten to the point where photography's grown so much and so exponentially that it's hard to keep track of what all these different platforms are doing with fellowship, which Alejandro will tell you about more soon, and then assembly and quantum. And all the DAOs coming up that are dedicated to collecting photography, and then all the new kind of legacy photography institutions that are going to start entering into the NFT space. So I'm kind of tracking all of that and breaking it all down each week in the newsletter. And then I also have a featured artist every week where I do a short interview. This week, I did an interview with Claudia Pollock, who has been in the NFT photo scene for almost a year now. She was one of the earliest ones into this. And then we did a Spaces chat on Monday, and we issued a custom POAP based on her work. So we're starting to do Spaces chats with photographers. We're going to be doing more POAPs and just keeping everyone posted on the photo world.
Yeah, and that's it's just crazy because it's in the green room. Like I was talking with just like the time continuum in this NFT space where 1 minute it's like 7 minutes. I compare everything into dog years. Yeah. So one day is like 7 days. Yeah. I haven't talked to you in 2 weeks, and you're busting out already spaces with POAPs. And what I really love what you did. Right, let me go back here. On your website here is the banner of the week. I just noticed that right now when you said that, where you're featuring another artist. I love that idea. Yeah, and that's great. I'm familiar with Claudia. I followed her, and I've seen her work. I don't know if Chris Graves or somewhere along the line, and dude, cool stuff, dude.
Claudia is an absolute OG. Everyone should know her and her work, and she's doing amazing things always. And so, yeah, we did the custom banner for her. And then, so every week when we interview a photographer, like we'll kind of go the extra mile. We'll do the Twitter banner, we'll do the POAP, we'll do the Twitter space, really like, for every artist I want to kind of include in the newsletter, I really want to help to promote them too, not just like sharing them, but like giving them a push, because I think everyone needs a little push once in a while.
And that's one thing that I've seen in the space is like, we need more buyers. We need more people coming in onboarding. There's tons of content out there. There's tons of great content out there, but it's tough sometimes to see where there are accomplished artists that are out there in the space. What is going on behind me? Oh, word. Sorry about that. Benzie Studios made these digital frames for me. He puts his content on there. But you know, it is what it is. It's art, baby. And you know, with that being said, you know, we need to find more collectors out there. And that is exactly what you're doing, is you're back to the educational piece that we just talked with Kongzi about, and Gold Mamba is educating that content out there so people, one, know the science behind NFTs, the science behind blockchain technology, the ownership principles of whatever it is, commercial rights, individual rights, whatever is behind the concept behind it. But then also with it is giving outlets to bring new people in. And me starting off, I don't make jack squat. I don't make these filters. I network with people. I make friends. That's what I make. So I do make something. I make as many friends as I can. And with those friendships, you find what works and what doesn't work. And I started off as a collector. I collected CryptoPunks, so I saw the collectability on it. Justin Aversano came to me, and I did not have an art eye at all. He tried to shill me his twin flames week after week, and I let him on my show, and I let him sell it to whomever else. And then I understood his story, and that's what sold me, his story behind the twin flames. And then I understood that this is an artist that has struggled. I shouldn't say struggled. This is an artist that has been working hard to get his craft out there, and that was his job, is sell his craft. So he wasn't shilling anything to me. He was doing his job. Just like my job is to announce getting people out there, just like you're doing right now. So you're the amplifier effect, where you're helping Claudia make a name for yourself. And what you don't understand, just like the CryptoPunk, Larva Labs giving all that stuff away for free, you're giving away your time and publications for free to help her out. In turn, it's going to make you grow larger, because I've already seen your followers boom up since the last we chatted as well. You know, so you got a good business model.
I've always like told myself that, you know, whatever success that I find is going to be defined by the success I help to achieve for others. And that's always been kind of my big mantra. And yeah, PhotoVerso is just kind of another tool to help me do that. You know, and I think you broke it down really well in that, like, you know, there are a lot of collectors in the space who aren't familiar with the ins and outs of photography and just how robust and rich it can be. You know, like I look at photography as a kind of visual literature, right? Like there's so much more than what a picture just looks like. There's so much behind it. And I think that, you know, as kind of an investment tool for collectors, like photography sits like perfectly between these big 10K collections and the one of ones that you'd see on Foundation or Super Rare. So you get a unique work of art, but there's also liquidity within that collection too. So you really, like, it's a perfect opportunity for collectors to find a new kind of asset to jump into.
Here's something crazy. The whole time you've been on my show, the whole time you've never, ever talked about your own stuff. Have you noticed that? Or I have. Yeah. I just noticed that right now. I was clicking through this, and I'm like, well, what the? I was like, what the heck? I haven't even seen these before. And then I'm like, you've been on, and we've chatted, and man, you're a team player for sure. Yeah. Well, let's talk about yourself. Let you talk. I want to know about your stuff now.
All right. Yeah. So
Let me give you an article on yourself here.
So Promised Land is a drop I did in October. It is photography, even though it doesn't look like it. I promise you it's photography. Basically, what I did to make this work was I have a big archive of free stock photographs, and I would digitally manipulate them and then print them physically onto a sheet of paper that doesn't absorb the ink. So I basically render the image in wet ink and then manipulate the ink. And then when it's dry, I scan it back in. So that's where that kind of painterly effect comes from. And it's really a way for me to use kind of the tools of photography to work in a more kind of subconscious way, I think, where it's not so much about like truth or belief, but more of kind of anything goes, I guess, might be a good way to put it. So Promised Land is a project that I've been working on for almost 4 years now, and I just published a photo book of the project with a publisher in Italy. And so that's just now getting out into the world. So kind of in the virtual space, I'm doing the NFTs of the project, but I also got this book that I'm going to be promoting pretty soon too.
Man, this looks fantastic. I was just checking out the collection. It looks awesome, man. That's a really interesting technique. It's really, really cool.
Thank you.
How long does it take you to create a picture like that? Like, I mean, obviously, you have the photo that so like the paper absorbs it to almost give it its unfocused look and almost painted look, because it just blends in with the fabric of the paper itself, right?
Right. Yeah. So I'm kind of put like the ink is wet on top of the paper. And so like I can smudge it and like make marks in it and push it around so it does bleed. And that kind of has a dual purpose, because a lot of the pictures are like kind of collaged together before I print it. And so working with the ink, it lets me blend the seams of that collage to make it look like just a single image.
Does the ink ever dries in that paper, or it just stays on top of the paper?
It dries eventually. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it could take, I mean, depending on how like dense the ink is and like what colors I use, it can take anywhere between 3 hours to 8 hours to fully dry. So to answer your question, Novo, like there probably, along with like the drying period, there probably is about 10 to 15 hours that go into each image. They're a lot of fun to make, though.
That's sweet. That's dope.
That's so cool.
I mean, never knew it. Never knew it at all.
Yeah, so that's Promised Land, and so the collection is already it's over half sold out. I think there might be like 30 of them left out of the 99 that I minted. So it's gone really well so far.
Sorry, I'm just turning into a fan here.
Oh yeah. Cheers. Thank you.
All right. So what's next? So we have your publications. Are they coming out weekly, bi-weekly, as quick as you can when you get your featured artist?
Yeah. So the newsletter comes out every Saturday morning. So we drop some weekend alpha for you.
Perfect. And you are bringing the alphas by featuring these awesome artists, photographers into the space, and your own stuff. Man, you should maybe like a cover of your own stuff out there. Involved in DAOs as well, trying to help people out, and then the fellowship trust as well. I mean, that is a perfect segue into Alejandro, who has been on the show as well and has been a good friend. And we brought his name up prior, and that is Tony Herrera. Kind of he always leads me to the great things in this NFT space. And for those of you who don't know Alejandro, I'll let you introduce yourself for the ones watching at home, as I try to pull up an epic photo that I took of my daughter and I's feet. But you're pulling in tons of the great NFT artists, photographers in the space as well. It's like we're hearing from Eddie Jones NFT. So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into this NFT journey, and then also, a little bit about what's coming up next for you.
Sure, man. Thank you so much for the space, and big fan. I wanted to. I was looking on my phone to try to send you the selfie that we took together in New York in November, but I couldn't find it. But I'll send it to you later on.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
But hey, I've been. I started in NFTs in 2020. A curator friend of mine from WeTransfer was a good friend of the people at Foundation, and I got invited to be like one of the first 5 artists on Foundation back then in October, and in like their beta version of the platform that was like a very like completely different thing than what it is right now. Then I didn't sell anything, so I was like, nah, this thing doesn't really work, and I just left it at that. And then February came along, and everybody's like vibing with NFTs, and I'm like, holy shit, what the hell is this? And of course it's like Foundation. I'm like, I was with Foundation, what the hell? And so I reached out back to them, and it's like, no, you got to go back into the line, find yourself an invite to get into the platform now. So I went through the whole process, got into the space, really digging into like, what is the philosophy behind the idea of NFTs? How do we really understand NFTs for photographers, for art? Why should I do an NFT if I'm already, I'm doing prints, I'm doing books? How do I make sense of this immaterial thing that could be part of my artwork? So, I'm very anal about those things and obsessive. So it was like pounding conversations with Fernando, who's here with us tonight. And it's like, what does this all mean? Does it really, is it a good question to ask for an artist to think of NFTs as an output? And the answers were yes. There's something really interesting about NFTs that needs to be explored. And so I dove into it. 4 months into it, no sales. I actually did sell something on Hickek but very, very small stuff. And then 4 months later, Luis DT from Fingerprints DAO bought 5 pieces of my carpoolers collection, and that just basically changed my life. In the NFT space, I sold out the collection like in a week. And as soon as that happened, I was like, okay, I thought this is like an art fair, right? You go, you set up your booth, you sell your work, and it's like, hey, nice to meet you. Thank you for supporting my work. Bye. And suddenly it's like, no, like I'm getting calls from all the collectors. It's like, yo, man, like, what's your story? Like, where do these images come from? Like, we want to talk to you. Like, can you come talk to more of my friends? And it's like, oh shit, like people buy art and actually want to have conversations about this stuff. And I suddenly got sucked into this space because of the collectors. It's a fundamental difference between the art world outside and in here. It's that people want to have conversations and they want to build relationships. And, I love that.
This is my
I
tribute
love that,
piece
man.
to you. This is Teddy.
I love that, man.
This is attached to my daughter's hip unless she's at daycare, and I have to take care of 10 times. And
so
I was
cool,
walking,
man.
and like, it's funny because like whenever I look at like she has flamingo pajamas, and I look at them like flamingo DAO pajamas. I'll look at things now in a different light and everything.
Yeah.
Even like the song Dance Monkey, I think of G Money because whatever, that's just what comes to my mind.
Yeah.
When I just think of Dance Monkey and G Money. So when I saw this,
exactly.
and I'm not a photographer, but by any means, but it was important to me to get one, the aerial shot like you did, but 2, to have my daughter and my feet in that image to, show the bond very similar to the bonds that are in the carpoolers and your NFTs. And I love looking through them because everyone was a story. And I was just like, are they going to work? Are they going to school? Are they hitching a ride?
Yeah.
Are they going for breakfast? Are they? And
Exactly.
I wanted this for that moment in time to say, like, I was actually, Alejandro, I was thinking of you at this moment in time. And with that is
That's
the link,
beautiful, man.
and that's art, and that's art in its
Yeah.
fullest to me. And it was never like that before coming into NFTs. I was a coach. I was a football, lacrosse, and track and field coach. It wasn't
It's
like
crazy, man.
teddies and pigtails and and art by any means. And it's the people, like Alejandro, exactly. It's the people, like you're saying. Like it's just like,
Exactly.
hey, come over. You just want to come over and just talk cool stuff. And yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And I want to look at cool stuff. And it makes me feel part of it. And it makes me feel part of what you guys are doing. So what are you guys doing? Why do we got Fernando here? What do we got going on with fellowship?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know Eddie Jones knew anything about it. And then I click, and then all of a sudden the circle.
He's there.
We're all pulling on the rope, but now we're all pulling in the same direction, which is crazy.
Yeah, Fernando, tell them about fellowship. What the hell are we doing there? What is it? What is this about?
I think in a way, fellowship was something that happened because we were all, as you said, pulling in the same direction. All these things that we're thinking about, all these things we were trying for photography in this space, just pointed to a thing that was lacking, and I think that was what was lacking in that time was some kind of historical context for photography in the NFT space. Something that could signal what is understood as valuable historically and socially valuable photography, and what we're doing at Fellowship is trying to get together that historical context that can signal where do we come from and what are we doing right now, and where can we go from here as people that practice the art of photography. Also, we're trying to help these artists that we think are important for the medium to get on this space and try to educate them, try to take them by the hand, for them to commit not as many mistakes as we did when we came in the first time.
Yeah, you learn from the mistakes. Not only that, you learn from each other, right? And you can't do this alone. You definitely can't. Studio Sparkle's making the DCL wearable head for me. Designers making this AR filter for me. Gregory, Eddie Jones, keeping me informed of what's happening in the NFT space. You need these connections. You need to have it because you're stronger as a community. I can't think of one person who's done it alone, period. I mean, even the first NFT photographer, Justin Aversano, he has saved Art Space, a whole crew of people around him, and he lives to give back. I don't know how many people he's tried to feature and stuff with Quantum, same thing. And it's just the amplifier effect where you can help each other out. Even going back to what Obama's doing with RumbleKongs, you're only going to be as strong as your weakest club. So you gotta elevate everyone in that game and bring it to light to everyone and have that polished product. Fernando, you said there are mistakes. Yeah, there's tons of mistakes. I've failed on a trillion things in this NFT space. The awesome thing is, let's go back to the dog ears. Man, 7 minutes or 1 minute's like 7. So who cares? Next week, no one gives a crap. Think of the major NFT projects. Think of Adidas when they came out. Only people on the East Coast could get that. People were pissed. People don't remember that now. People wanted it. It's bought on the secondary market. Artifact, same thing. They had to put a stop to their clone drop. Remember that? They stopped their own clone drop, and now those things are rocketing 18, 19 floor on those. You learn from those mistakes. And the good thing is, like, people who like Alejandro, who's been there from the ground level and has learned from the mistakes of, oh, now I got to go get a sponsor for this. Now you got to go through all these hoops to get there.
Yeah.
But now you educate people and you're streamlining people. And now is not you're aggregating information, so it's not as aggravating for someone to get in on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Something I think we understood just a little while ago is that this space is highly experimental. So we're all experimenting with new technology, with new ways of making art, for example, new ways of collecting art, new ways of communicating with each other. So what we're doing at Fellowship is trying to put the questions out there. I was talking about this in a space earlier, just trying to ask the right questions and try to experiment in the right way, in a way that is responsible, in a way that is honest to the artists that we're helping, in a way that is responsible for the art that we dedicated our lives to. So that's what we're trying to do here.
And one, like what you're showing right now, we're doing this huge experiment right now. We're bringing the first 10K plus project of NFT photography to the blockchain. And
I hate to laugh. That is a monumental task, and it's brilliant. I love it.
And we're working. Yeah, we're working with the great grandson of one of the history of photography's most important photographer of all time. And this guy, he's like a open source coder, but at the same time, like he's really like a protector of the legacy of his great grandfather's photography work. And he said, I want to give away all the legacy of my grandfather for free on the blockchain and start a new generation of how people appreciate photography. So I just shared with you on our private chat, there's a pre-mint link. There's 50 free NFTs for anybody who's listening in. You have the link, Crypto Novo. You can share that with your people. We want people to own these pieces of art history and take it to the 21st century. It's a great experiment. It's the first 10K photo project. So we're really, really excited to do this with the community. And it launches February 8th. Right now we're doing the whitelisting and it's ready to go. So join our Discord, get your role for the 10K mint, and you can have one of these historical pieces. So yeah, come join us and celebrate that.
That is awesome. I'm dropping a link right now on the screen. This is recorded, so if you're popping in late, so we had people in the chat saying that you popped in late, or if you need to get it, bam, right there.
Amazing.
Looky. How to register, how to connect. You got the green wallet right there.
Simple. Just follow the instructions wallet. And
you're going to click in. I got my MetaMask right there. You have the other ones if you want to do the other ones right there. On the side, my MetaMask notifications are popping up where I can just click on next, click on a connect. This is just a signed permission that you are connecting and allowing it to connect. There's no gas fees involved. So bam, right there. Register the following steps below. So we got to connect in Discord and on Twitch and on Twitter as well, correct?
Yeah. That's all. We want you to have access to all that we're writing about it, all that we're thinking about it. So, take your time, follow the instructions, and, be a part of this first historical 10K photo project.
Spread the love. The money in there is for gas. Is that correct? I'm just not for me, but just for future people, for people connecting in. I mean, there's always that gas transaction that we need to do. Are you guys buying the seafood dinner for me?
Yeah.
It was in the Discord. Buy a nice seafood dinner. All right, so you see it right there. Honestly, you could have probably gone back and timed that. I'm gonna time mark that in my head. It was 1 hour and about 10 minutes into the show, so I can cut that out and show everyone in the world how fast that was.
That's amazing.
Just to get registered right there. I'm gonna have to get a role Discord, right? And then I'll complete my registration.
Exactly.
So I'm in the Discord right here. Start it up. Give it a good click. I'm clicking in right here. Fellowship 10. Do I got to go on the left here and do anything on the left for the fellowship, or am I already in?
It's click on the purple. You already did that.
Yep.
You should get the role.
Hey, this is amazing, guys. Where can we see an example of some of the photos that will be in the 10K collection? Is that possible? Is that out yet? Or?
It's actually we're keeping it secret until the drop.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah,
that's part. Yeah, it's a photographer from the 20th century. He did a lot of work, and I mean, I can't name any like contemporary photographer that won't say they're influenced by this photographer. So it's a major actor in the photography world.
Very cool. Very exciting.
Yeah, awesome. A lot of the things that we do as photographers now are because of that.
Yeah. It's a person who has influenced hundreds of people and their art. So we're excited to do this experiment with the community.
Yo, that's some top-notch stuff I just went through right there, guys.
Yeah,
I've gone through a lot of processes to do it, but here's the thing I like for it is like you get the Discord linked in there. Yeah. I mean, yes. You get the disc, and then even at the end, I wanted to retweet it to say I had it because it makes it easier for me to share with my friends. I mean, yes, and yes, right on the list. Man, it was pretty dang easy. You guys all saw it right there. I just tweeted it out too. So,
amazing, man. Thank you.
Got to get it good. It's right there underneath my Decentraland. I am registered. The fellowship right there. Update the metadata on that. Can you do that on the picture on that?
I will look into that because I think.
There we go. That's live action right there. So there we go. We're helping each other. Look at that. I don't even know what they call that type of link. If Beskar was here, he would be able to tell me that, but that's past my pay grade. Fellowship, man, this is awesome. All right, I'm gonna put our on the spot here. What would you do? Like, what's your question? What's your analysis? You obviously know some in on it, so maybe this could be a question that you can maybe post in written context later here for Alejandro and Fernando. We can put them on the spot, or just your general thoughts and ideas over this. I mean, or you could talk about what they just dropped, the alpha information right here. Your choice. Choose your own direction. Mute. Thank you for putting on mute, but I'd love to hear your voice. So courteous.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so one of the really unique things about photography is a photograph never has a fixed meaning depending on the context it's seen within or when it's seen. The interpretations of a photograph can change quite a bit. And so with this collection being from the 20th century, Alejandro, how do you think the understandings of the work will change now that it's in the context of the blockchain in the 21st century?
I mean, that is part of the big experiment is what do history images mean in this 21st century technology? And one of the things that, we're trying to do with this project is experiment with the idea of the history of photography being imbued into the token. So these are artworks that are in the Museum of Modern Art, the MoMA in New York. They're in the Tate Modern in London. They're part of the Pompidou collection. So inside of the metadata and the traits of these images, different to PFPs here, it's about the information about these works, where they have been published, who has written about them, what papers have been used to print the images, who were the master printers who did the images. So when you get your NFT, what you have is a piece of art history. It's not just the NFT, it's a combination of information and art at the same time. And I think that's what an interesting twist to the idea of NFTs and photography is. How can you add these traits and make the NFT something more than just the visual aspect of it, which, in PFPs and other projects, it's part of, it's intrinsic, but I think we have not explored it that much in photography. And to have it be historical information, I think it adds a twist, and it'll bring, one of the things that we're trying to do at Fellowship is how do we build bridges to the outside world and make case studies where it's like, oh, of course, it makes sense. These guys are storing this 20th century archive into the 21st century with, information and things that are gonna, put in front of people who have never possibly seen these images, with information that makes them understand, oh, photography has this. It's about prints. It's about, writing. It's about being collected, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's a really exciting thing, and why we, as soon as we started talking to the estate and the family, they're like, of course, it makes sense. Like, it's not a gimmick. It's like, yeah, this is going to add value to something that already exists and is actually just dead. Like, nobody's looking at it. So it's like resurrecting these dead images that are stored in a hard drive, and make it accessible to hundreds of thousands of people to reconsider what has been photography in the last 100 years. So
and it's making the collection permanent on the blockchain. It'll be permanently archived. You don't have to worry about prints breaking down or the storage facility, setting on fire, or the hard drives failing. We'll all become stewards of this collection in the future.
Yeah.
And it really is introducing an entirely new audience to this photographer's work. So it's really remarkable.
In the new and best way of giving it away free, and the value is based on the proof of stake in the community. I try to preach that to people over the time. Why isn't my stuff selling? Why am I not blah, blah, blah? It's a proof of stake in the community. One, you're probably selling it for too much to begin with. Give all your stuff away for free, because you're going to make more money on secondary sales, because you can see that a million times over again in almost anyone's art in any capacity. And then two, it gives you a time and a capacity to grow, because you can learn from your mistakes. So if your first Genesis project isn't that much, move on to the next one. It's okay. It is an opportunity, but do it before someone else does it, because someone else is going to do it. Here it is. I've seen albums dropped by Chris Graves. I've seen individual NFT projects drop through Quantum. And now we're seeing a 10K. Here you go. Give back to the community piece that's going to, it's going to have legs. I know, because of who's behind it and how organized it is right now. Let's see. Questions for this crew. Go Mamba, you got a question? Studio Sparkles, or directions in any way, shape, or form. We can go any direction. But I love hearing this, because this is actually, like I said, my learning time.
Yeah, I actually was going to ask someone about the 10K collection we were just talking about, which is I love that angle about it being a part of art history, where you've got more contextual information as part of the metadata of the piece. I'm wondering, how long has you been working on aggregating that for 10,000 pieces, and how have you approached that?
How's that possible?
So this is what, these are the magical moments that happen in NFTs. The estate has been working on that for the past 15 years. So this was not made for the NFT project. This is the work of a whole generation of actually not just one generation, 4 generations of caretakers of this archive. So it was the actual photographer, then the son of the photographer adding information to what his father did, then the grandson adding information to that, and then the great grandson, which is who we're working with, digitized all that he had, all that the 2 previous generations had did. And he, like I said, he's a coder, so he has his own server, own metadata storage system for all his work. So this was when we approached him, he was like, I've been doing an NFT project forever. So it was plug and play, we're designing the metadata so it fits everything, the smart contract and everything, but it was that information is there, and we're actually going to do dynamic metadata. So we're going to be updating that metadata in bulks when we get more information. So part of the community building of the project is anybody who has information about these prints, or if they've seen them somewhere, we want to get an input from the community and put that into the NFTs as time passes.
You know, I think that's a really important angle that I don't think really, you know, that wasn't clear to me yet. I don't know if you mentioned that already, but I think people would really like to know that there's an impact they can have by crowdsourcing the history of those pieces.
Yeah.
Obviously, it would have to be verified or validated.
Exactly.
But I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we talking to the great grandson, I told him it's kind of like a wiki page. Let's create, you know, these are batches of information we'll take in, and then we'll you know, research if these things match, and then we'll incorporate it to the metadata of the work. So it's not just a one source of information. It's community based, and you know, maybe, you know, one thing that excites us about the project is there are people that are going to have stories, personal stories of having seen one of these images in one of the museums, right? So maybe we can create, you know, a community experience of these images, and you know, it's a massive roadmap of so many things that are going to come from this project. So yeah, we're excited. I mean, again, it was completely unexpected to see that he was already thinking of these things. So, you know, I interviewed him, we had 2 meetings, and it's like thing after thing. It was like, yeah, I can do that. Like, I already started this. Can we do this? Yeah, I already started this. Like, we've been working on, like, it's almost like they've been working all these almost 80 years to do the NFTs. So
for you guys, the moon's aligned sometimes on that, you know,
Yeah.
and it's and you know, sometimes it takes a little luck, but
Yeah.
that luck comes from persistence, hard work, and knowing, you know, people in the space.
Yeah.
Very well organized, well put together, simple to the point. Even the onboarding process, and there's really no farting around. I mean, it's cut and dry, you know.
Yeah.
And again, all of this is about asking the right questions. So one thing that we're thinking here is that we're betting on something like this. Maybe if not this exactly, like we're doing something like this to become the way photographic archives can work in the future, to be accessible to people who want to do research and etc. And one thing that I think is very valuable about this particular project is that it will be the first photographic archive from a legacy state coming into the NFT world, to a blockchain of some kind. Whatever happens in the future, this will be the first project that tried to bring an archive from an important photographer to this space.
Yeah.
You didn't try. You are doing it. You guys are doing it. One thing for everyone on this panel today, like, nobody really talked about themselves. They all talked about the art. You know, even Studio Sparkle's going AR filters and bringing everyone in and having that the next form of bringing NFTs into the space, so you can make a name for yourself. You know, you rarely talked about your own things. You just wanted to show off the cool things that others can do in the space, and you talked about other things that people did do in the space. You know, to the RumbleKongs crew, for sure. I mean, it's a team, it's a league, it's a club. You know, that's the whole part of it. Like, just like you have like anywhere else, just like in the NBA, those people compete against each other hard, but at the end of the day, they're all the same organization. They're all going to be as good as their weakest link. And then, you know, going back to the photographers, I mean, Eddie Jones, again, like, the first time I looked at your NFTs was today. The only time that we talked about Alejandro's was selfishly because I wanted to get my picture that's not an NFT out there. So I mean, that's on me, not even him. And Fernando, you didn't even talk anything about your work that you've pulled in. But you guys don't care about yourselves. You care about the community, because my thought on why I made this AR filter, I don't want to make $1 million off my CryptoPunks. I want to make $1 million from my CryptoPunks. And that's when everyone's involved and all the CryptoPunks are worth that, you know. And the way you're going to get to that point, not CryptoPunks, all NFTs, people see the value in it. Imagine us at Disney World, but now we can buy Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, and we can own it, and we can do what we want with it, and we can share it with others. The same thing in photography. It's the same thing in the digital metaphysical realm. It's the same thing with these AR filters. We all have a chance, and it's an equal playing field. And you're making it an even larger playing field because you're onboarding new people that now have a chance through freedom of getting NFTs, through freedom of joining a club at a lower rate if you can't buy an expensive Kong, through broadcasting other featured NFT artists, photographers, and then also getting those wearables out there. I mean, having people see that and having product placement in a decentralized platform that is, I believe going to be an area where you can sell things and monetize it if you're making the cool things. I'm going to wrap up the show so I don't have to render too much footage here. I want to thank you guys. Awesome. And I was worried the power was going to go out like 10 minutes before this. And keep up rocking and rolling in this space. And we're going to loop back up with each and every one of us because I like to continue the story and the conversation and learning from you guys. We'll start off from the top. Anything coming out of the studio from the Studio Sparkles? We're going to get some filters going here, I think, soon. And we're going to also get some DCL wearables.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, that photography stuff was great. Thanks so much, guys. That's really cool. I got whitelisted and everything. It's very exciting. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. That's really, really neat.
Amazing. Thank you, man.
Yeah, really cool. But yeah, Studio Sparkles, we have animation that we did dropping in like a few weeks, which we're really excited about, like releasing and just like getting it out there. Yeah, and then we'll just keep making wearables and making stuff. Yeah, that's us.
Cool stuff from cool people. I greatly appreciate it. Gold Mamba, I know you're speaking for Kongsy. Oh, I love what you're bringing into the space as well. I think for our friends at home, any call outs, anything like that?
I want to say thank you for putting together such a well-rounded panel and group tonight. I learned a bunch on it, so thank you all for being on here. And then the last thing I would say is if you're interested in what we're doing with the DAO to support the RumbleKong League ecosystem, we're going to be doing a crowdfunding for the DAO so that we can have a treasury to do awesome things with. So go check out the white paper and get involved if you're interested.
There we go. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm going to be tracking those Kongs as well. We're going to have to maybe set up some time so we can talk this Kong action. Where is... All right. PhotoVerso. So next Saturday. Today is Tuesday going on Wednesday. We're almost at hump day right there. We're going to be getting there real soon. So what are you like in editing mode now? Are you figuring out what do? Like what's the process on a Tuesday here?
Yeah, so Tuesdays are me just kind of scrolling through Twitter, going through Discord, looking for some potential content for the newsletter, and then Wednesday, Thursday, I kind of settle on what I want to publish, and then Friday I write it up. So yeah, follow along, subscribe if you want to. You get an email with the newsletter right in it. And then we're going to be doing the Spaces interviews with photographers, I think every Monday.
Awesome. I love it. I appreciate it. Alejandro, back at it again, always trying to people into the space, spreading the love. You know, you got the car to anyone that needs a ride, who needs a lift, bringing Fernando with you, or he's bringing you along for the ride. Either way, we're all in it together because you know what? We're going to save a little bit when we work together and learn a lot when we work together. Alejandro, what do we got, my friend?
Just, working my ass off, trying to, help others see the opportunities in NFTs and photography in this space, working for Fellowship, also working for Obscura, which is another NFT platform for photography. And, just keeping it real, trying to do as much as I can. And yeah, that's it.
The cryptoad in there. I love it. I love it. That was
yes.
I let my son pick out one. He was a cryptoad, and I think it was like point something ETH. He's like, I think these are cool. And I'm like, these are Like, really? You like these things? I loved them. I thought he could do better and he'd love them. And he has a digital mask of them and he cherishes it. And it's actually, I'll show it off. I'll show his off right here. I'll show the family off a little bit here. So there's the daughter's toes. And we're going to look up Grip Toad Novo. That's what he wanted to be called. He wanted the hat and the tall hat. And so there it is. And little Christmas action right there. Those are actually artifact shoes that they were hiding from me. And I opened it up. I opened up a sliver of it and I saw I knew it was a shoebox. So I'm like, all right, you have to record this because I'm about to mess my Wookiee outfit there. And so there he is, his digital mask. So
that's awesome.
You want to talk NFTs? That's it, man. Those artifact shoes were minted from my CryptoPunk back in the day. Life-changing stuff, artifact. Okay. People complained and moaned about getting the this is coming back from NYC NFT stickers. He loves when I come back. I share the stickers and the business cards, and he puts his crypto mask on. Artifacts. I want to say something about them. I'm sporting the shirt right here. People moaned back in the day when they sold their metaphysical shoes for an ETH. When ETH was $1,000 at the time. So the shoes were 1,000. People are like, that's super expensive. In return, Artifact has loaded my wallet with some of the best NFTs that are out there. And it's been nuts. I have 13 clones from that. So these are airdrops that they have given me. With that, I have space pods as well. And so people say they don't, idea about the NFT space. Just wait, just wait, because anything can happen at a moment's notice. And those NFTs are changing people's lives. And now, I have some room to enjoy these NFTs in the Novoverse here.
So do you ever wear those shoes, Novo, or are you scared of damaging them? Like, I feel like if I had those shoes, I would never wear them. It would be
I'm gonna support those and wear those shoes. They're the shoes. We also bought some Meta Pigeons. That's where I got this shirt from. So I got the Meta Pigeons, pigeon shoes, and then they just graciously just airdrop you. And that's the wonderful thing with the NFT space. And scroll down, it's probably loading, and there's the NFT collection from clones, and one of them is this Murakami drip here. Holy cow! I haven't looked at this. Like, look at that. Jesus. I have an offer. PhotoVerso has an offer right now to pretty much buy my house.
That's crazy,
dude.
Holy hell! And that was from $1,000 pair of shoes that I didn't really have that money back in the day, but I supported the project and I spoke with the team and I did my research. Here's another Murakami drip right here.
Congrats, dude.
This is another Murakami.
I mean, this is basically, what's crazy? This is kind of like a Nike NFT series now, right? Like this is
Nike. This is Nike.
It's crazy,
This is Nike. And one thing I did do is let's see if they're in here. This is in another wallet. I have 3 that are unopened. So who knows what treasures may hide in there? Because when you minted them, you had to open them all at the same time. So either you opened them or didn't open them. So I had the 2 steps ahead in my mind to, holy hell, look at what of these things are worth. Guys, I'm sorry. I hate to do this. I don't have time to even really look at this stuff. I was working all day.
That clone's been going crazy for the past few weeks. It's nuts.
Holy heck. So I transferred the 3 clones out of there because I didn't want to have them minted because I wanted to kind of play the game of seeing what was left with Murakami drips. And I still have 3 vials left. Whew. Deep breath. I'm sorry. A little overwhelmed by that. Friends, that's the point of the story here. All right. Kongzu is in there. He saw how passionate I was about talking about this space, which I am passionate about because friends have taken me to this place. Have taken me on this journey, just like Alejandro's taking his friends along. Man, that's what it takes is friends. I'm gonna bust some tunes here. I gotta look at this stuff, man. I'm gonna be up late. Another new NFT here. All my friends listening at home. This is Crypto Novo. If you need an AR filter, we're hooking them up. Nothing but love, peace. We're gonna have all these people back on because I just had a blast. So let's stay positive and love life. Peace.
Thanks, Nova. Cheers.